In this episode of Rage Against the Cage, I have one goal: to capture video of the great white shark that ends up going viral. Stay tuned. You will want to see this. There's a reason the week of shark stories on cable has become more and more sensational. People love seeing the strength and ferociousness of these animals, how they attack their prey from below, breaching out of the water with its victim trapped in its jaws. The result is that people assume the great white shark is always attacking. That's simply not true. From cages submerged 25 feet below the surface, we see these sharks swimming around hundreds of fish peacefully. From this view, you don't feel any fear at all. In fact, from this perspective, they really are almost relaxing. Clearly, I'm not going to capture footage from here that ends up going viral. For that, I need to head to the surface cages. It is here that the sharks are chasing the bait set for them by the wranglers. Beyond the limits of our ship are 4-foot balconies over the water. It is on top of those platforms that the wranglers dangle a length of rope into the water. At the end of that rope is a buoy to keep the bait floating near the surface. Just below the buoy, the rope ties off to some twine, which is tied to an 8-pound chunk of frozen tuna. The shark makes a play for the bait. The wrangler pulls it away, and as the surface cages are attached to the boat, the bait comes toward the cages. All of the divers have cameras trying to capture the best image of the trip. My favorite image came from Oso. His picture reminds me of a certain 1975 summer Blockbuster Films promotional poster.
When I looked at the image, I was actually disappointed in myself as a photographer. I'm like, oh, it's composed horribly, but then I'm realizing, wait a minute, I was dealing with all kinds of primal reactions to this interaction.
I'm getting a lot of great footage, but it looks like everyone else's. I need to find a way to capture these sharks in a way that will allow my viewers to see them differently. One of the cameras that I brought with me is this entry-level action camera, and this little guy is going to serve this purpose. I hope to get it destroyed. I'm going to mount this camera in places where I think the shark may come right up to it and see those jaws coming in right on that lens, that image that's going to end up going viral. If the camera gets destroyed, no big deal. As long as I can get the video off of the card before the salt water corrodes it, I'm a happy camper. This camera may be a victim of the great white. My idea? Attach a camera just below the buoy that is keeping the bait at the surface of the water, and watch as the shark comes right at you with its mouth wide open. But I need to get permission to do this, so I talked to dive master Dorothy.
Well, it may work, but you have like a big chance to lose your camera.
All right, so you're going with the camera's going to become victim to the great white.
I will be 90% sure it will be.
90% sure. The odds are against me.
Yeah.
In your mind, though, if I get the camera back, is the shot going to be amazing?
The shot is going to be incredible, and I would love you to give it to me.
I will share it. I will do that. All right.
Yeah, but it's going to be a hell of a shot. If it works, if the shark doesn't take your camera, you're going to have a hell of a shot.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Dorothy can't give me permission to attach the camera to the rope. That has to come from the captain. Well, I got some unwanted news. The captain has denied my request to attach an action camera to the rope that has the tuna attached to it, and the shark is chasing. His concern is that the shark will eat my camera. And while he's not worried about my camera dying to the shark, he does not want the shark to have to deal with a camera in its digestive tract. I can respect that. However, I also got some new ideas on how to capture that shot that goes viral. I need to get this camera as close to the bait as possible. I found a rescue pole on the ship, and I'm using it to get the camera closer to the shark than I can while I'm in the cages. Getting the camera closer definitely gives you a new perspective. Just so you know, I haven't yet shown you the best shot. Keep watching. These sharks are pretty amazing, aren't they? You know, before I show you my favorite shot of the trip, I've got to tell you this story. You met Dorothy earlier. She was the dive master that I asked permission to mount a camera just below the buoy. And before she came back with the captain's response, I was in a cage, and all of a sudden a shark comes shooting up from the depths. It grabs the bait and the buoy and everything else, goes breaching out of the water, splashing and slamming itself back into the sea. And I'm watching this and I'm amazed. And I'm thinking to myself, Dorothy is right. If that was the rope that my camera was attached to, I would have lost it to the shark. Then the shark spits the buoy out. Can you imagine that shot from inside the shark's mouth as its jaws closing around you and then opening back up to spit you out? Oh my goodness, it kills me that I don't have that shot. You know, the captain made the right choice. I don't want to harm the shark. We have to watch out for their health and well-being, but it kills me that I don't have that shot. Anyway, I got back up on the boat. I found Dorothy and I said, "Did you see this?" She goes, "Calm down. The shark severed the rope. The buoy's floating away. Are you going to go swimming after it to get the camera?" I may have. It was a pretty amazing shot. Anyway, here's my favorite shot of the trip. Whether or not it goes viral is up to you guys. If you like it, please share it. On the next episode of Rage Against the Cage, I tell you the reason why it took me 12 years to get in the water after originally signing up to dive with the great white shark. With all the excitement observed here, my reason will probably surprise you.